Do you have a favorite stuffing recipe? Well, today I have 3 for you to give a try. Hey guys, if you are new, my name is Vanessa, and do you call it stuffing or dressing? Now, I do know the reasoning behind both names. Stuffing goes in the turkey, like the turkey is being stuffed, and dressing is something that is totally on the side. However, I grew up always calling it stuffing, whether it was stuffed into a turkey or on the side. So that's what I call it. So technically, I guess I have 3 dressing recipes that I'm gonna share with you guys today, but as far as I'm concerned, dressing is something you put on a salad. So I'm calling it stuffing. You guys are gonna hear me say stuffing several times. I just thought I would let you guys know before, you know, the police come in the comments and say that's not stuffing, it's dressing. To me, it's stuffing. So I would love to know what you guys call it. Are you technical and this is dressing, or are you a stuffing girl? I am definitely a stuffing girl, and today I'm actually amping up a boxed mix, 3 different ways to share with you guys. Now, my family enjoys all 3 of these ways, and I was trying to think of which one is my favorite, and I feel like I definitely love them all, but it is a toss-up between the jalapeno, which you guys are gonna see first, and the sausage, which you guys are gonna see second. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call the sausage my favorite, just because that one is so full of everything that you could eat it as a meal on its own, because it's got the meat and the veggies and then your carb, all the good stuff in it. So I think I'm gonna say the sausage one is my favorite. But if you guys end up making any of these, I would love for you to let me know. If you're on Instagram, snap a picture, tag me, that way I can see the recipe in your own kitchen. So enough chatting. Let's go ahead and get into these 3 super easy but yummy stuffing recipes. Okay, so we are going to spruce up our stovetop stuffing mix a few different ways, but I did want to, within this first recipe, share with you guys what we are going to be using in all of them outside of the extra additional add-ins. So you're going to need 3 stalks of celery diced up and 1 small onion diced. You're also gonna need some butter for sauteing the veggies, and I am opting for chicken broth instead of the water that it recommends for making it on the stove. So you guys can use whatever you want, but I will be using chicken broth just because this is what I have on hand. You could use any kind of broth, or if you just prefer the water, you could do that as well. But I just wanted to share that these 4 ingredients will be in all of the recipes that I am sharing today. We're just gonna add a little bit extra and spruce up our stuffing mix. All right, I have 2 tablespoons of butter in my skillet. I'm going to let this melt a bit. I'm adding in my 1 small onion that I diced up, as well as my 3 stalks of celery diced up. For the extras, it's gonna be 6 green onions that I chopped and 2 medium jalapenos that I diced up. And I am going to saute these over medium-high heat for about 5 to 6 minutes. While my veggies are cooking, I'm going to add 1½ cups of broth to a saucepan, as well as 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to let that come to a boil. Once your broth and butter are boiling, add in your package of stuffing mix. Just stir it up, turn off the heat, put a cover on, and let it sit for 5 minutes. Once your 5-minute timer goes off for your veggies, go ahead and turn the heat off and just let them sit here in the pan because we are not done yet. All right, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. My 5-minute timer is up for the stuffing, so I'm just using a fork and fluffing it out. And I am going to add my stuffing to the veggies, along with 1 cup of cheddar cheese, and I'm going to mix all of this together. Okay, I have a small glass baking dish. I am going to spray it with cooking spray. I'm going to add in my stuffing mixture and spread it out as evenly as I can, and add a little more of that shredded cheddar cheese on top because, I mean, yum, cheese. I am going to cover it with foil so it doesn't burn and bake it in my 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. I love the sizzling when things come out of the oven. So after the 20 minutes, I did take the cover off, or the foil off, and put it back in for 5 minutes just for it to get a nice little crisp on the top. But this is gonna be so yummy with our dinner tonight. We definitely love jalapenos in this house. Not too many. I mean, I'm not a huge spice fan, but this is definitely gonna be super yummy with the cheese. Just a different take on stuffing for your Thanksgiving dinner. All right, on to the next stuffing recipe. I am going to melt 1 tablespoon of butter in my skillet, adding 1 small onion that I diced up, 3 celery stalks also diced, and for this variation, I'm adding in 1 red bell pepper diced up, and 10 ounces of smoked sausage that I cut up. So I'm going to let these all cook together on medium-high heat for about 5 minutes, or really however long it takes me to finish up the rest of the steps. All right, on the other side of my stove top, I have a pot. I'm adding in 1, 2, 3, I need some more butter in my butter dish, and 4, I say tablespoons, I just use a butter knife and slice it. All right, got that. And then 2 cups of chicken broth, and I'm gonna let this come to a boil. I'm also gonna go ahead and set my oven for 350 degrees. Okay, now that my broth and butter have come to a boil, I'm adding in my 1 bag of turkey stuffing mix. I'm turning the heat off, just using a fork to mix it around a little bit, make sure it's all wet. And then I am putting my lid on and setting a timer for 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is up. I'm going to take my fork and just fluff up the stuffing mix a little bit. Then we're going to come over here, and this smells so good. All my veggies are definitely nice and tender. I'm gonna turn the heat off, and I'm gonna add my stuffing to my pan here, and we're going to give this a good mix. I almost forgot, I have a little bit of chopped up fresh oregano that I'm adding in as well, a little over a full tablespoon. So I'm gonna continue mixing this all together. Okay, my oven is nice and preheated to that 350 degrees. I'm going to spray my small dish here and add my stuffing in. I'm gonna spread it out as evenly as I can. And in the oven it goes for 20 minutes. All right, the sausage, pepper, stuffing is done. This could definitely be a meal in one if you just wanted something quick and easy, since it's got the veggies in there and your protein, but super yummy. Okay, last recipe I'm going to be sharing. I am melting a tablespoon of butter over medium-high heat in my skillet. I added in 1 small diced onion and 3 celery stalks that I diced up. And finally, I'm adding in about 1 pound of bacon. Now I have pre-cooked bacon, which just makes it easier. And all I did was put it into my food processor. That way I had these little itty bitty chunks, almost like bacon bits. So I am going to cook this for about 5 minutes. All right, meanwhile, I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to put in 4 tablespoons of butter in my saucepan, along with 2 cups of chicken broth, or any type of broth really. And I'm going to turn my heat on and let that come to a boil. Once that has come to a boil, turn off the heat, add in your package of stuffing, and just stir it enough to where all the breadcrumbs are soaked in. Put your lid on and set a timer for 5 minutes. All right, time is up. I'm gonna take my fork and just fluff this a little bit. All right, I turned the heat off on the skillet. I'm going to add my stuffing. And then I also have some Gouda cheese that I use my food processor also. So there's a little bit of bacon in there. I'm going to add about half of my bowl. So what I have, I could not find a block of Gouda cheese. So I just bought a pre-sliced package. It had about 10 slices in it. So I'm putting half of what I was able to crumble up into the mix here. Now I'm going to mix all of these ingredients up. All right, this time I am using a bigger dish, so a 9 by 13. I'm still going to spray it. My oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to add my stuffing into the dish and just spread this out as much as I can. So the reason I'm using a bigger one for this stuffing recipe, you could actually use a bigger one for all of them, is because of how mushy this one is. I really want it to have that crunch factor on the top. So I mean, if you like your stuffing softer, then use a smaller dish so just the top gets crunchy, but I do want this one to be a little bit, if that even makes sense, the crunchy factor. So I'm spreading that as best as I can, and then I'm gonna take the remainder of my cheese and just sprinkle it all over the top. All right, now into the oven it goes for 20 minutes. All right, I don't know if you guys can tell, but that top is all nice and crunchy. It's gonna be so good. I love bacon and Gouda together. Definitely a little amp up in your stuffing recipe. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe if it's too late for Thanksgiving, I know it is tomorrow. This video is going up on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to you guys, however you are choosing to celebrate. If it's too late for you guys to try these out, we always have stuffing at Christmas time too, so that is right around the corner, or just any old dinner night with some chicken or ham. It doesn't have to be a holiday meal, right? So regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed these and you give them a try. I will have the recipes written out in the description box, super easy. If you are new, I would love for you to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, join our community here. Now, let's talk about Vlogmas real quick, because that is huge in the YouTube community. I am not going to be participating in Vlogmas this year on this channel. Now, I may have a few extra videos that I'm posting here and there, so you're gonna get more than your typical 3 to 4 videos a week, but I will be participating in Vlogmas over on my vlog channel that I recently restarted again. So that channel is gonna be linked in the description box in case you guys want to follow me along, more of a casual vlog style video, really get to know me a little better, but I would love to have you over there. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today in the kitchen. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys on Friday with my grocery haul. Bye.